Chapter 1. I am the entertainment industry's newest rising star. Ever since I hit the big time, I've been keeping my head down, working myself to the bone, and keeping a strict distance from male celebrities. No scandals. Zero. But after one reality show, I still ended up trending at #1 on social media.
Why?
Because netizens noticed that the movie king standing next to me looked at me with eyes so full of affection, he was practically melting. Damn it. I explicitly told him we shouldn't do a reality show together as a secretly married couple. I made it big because of a small budget web drama. People in showbiz are superstitious, and honestly, making it big really is kind of a mystical thing. I used to be a complete nobody, grinding in the shadows for years. Now that I finally tasted success, I was hypervigilant, keeping my professional ethics flawless. I refused to let any scandal ruin my career. My manager booked me a ton of gigs. Endorsements, reality shows, live streams. I crushed every single one of them while keeping my male coworkers at a polite, cold distance. Because I acted so completely immune to men, netizens started calling me the ultimate role model of the entertainment industry, telling their own idols to learn from me. My man-repelling persona was rock solid. My manager let her guard down. When she was booking my next gig, she accidentally signed me up for the exact same reality show as Liu Qiuan. The moment I saw movie king Liu Qiuan's name on the cast list, my entire body went numb. Just last night, Liu Qiuan was whining about how he wanted to shoot a drama with me. And today, we were booked on the same variety show, knowing what a hopeless, obsessed romantic Liu Qiuan was in private. Help! Is he going to utterly destroy the persona I worked so hard to build? My manager held her hands together, bowing and apologizing frantically. She knew about my secret marriage to Liu Qiuan, but his name hadn't been finalized on the contract when she signed it. I messed up. I should have double-checked the final roster, she cried, looking like she was about to commit ritual suicide right then and there. I looked at her, sighed deeply, and rubbed my temples. Forget it. It's fine. I'll talk to Liu Qiuan tonight. That night, I slammed the cast list right in front of Liu Qiuan, grabbing him by the ear. Spit it out. Did you do this on purpose? Liu Qiuan laughed, ducking and begging for mercy. He put on a perfectly innocent face. No way. You know I leave all my reality show bookings to my agent. I had no idea he'd book me on the same show as you. He was acting, but the sheer joy in his eyes completely gave him away. Wow, what a crazy coincidence, he smirked. We promised to act like strangers, but look at fate. Guess there's nothing we can do. Looking at his smug face, I laughed out of pure frustration. I rolled my eyes and gave him a hard ultimatum. I don't care. Once we're on that set, we don't know each other. If you let anything slip, you can forget about sleeping in the bedroom ever again. Liu Qiuan instantly snapped up from the couch. He threw me a textbook military salute, promising with absolute seriousness. I was still anxious, but there was no turning back. When the day of the shoot finally arrived, Liu Qiuan actually kept his word. The entire time, he treated me like a co-worker he'd just met. I was completely satisfied. When we got home, I rewarded him handsomely. However, on the day the episode aired, I opened social media only to find our names plastered right at the top of the trending charts. My heart dropped. I immediately opened the video and stared at the screen from start to finish. The netizens were saying Liu Qiuan's eyes were melting when he looked at me. Watching it from a third-person perspective, I realized the netizens weren't wrong at all. This guy, on the surface, he acted like a professional, but he was secretly playing mind games right under the cameras. I shut my laptop and collapsed onto the couch, completely speechless. Damn it. I knew we shouldn't have gone on a show together as a secretly married couple. Chapter 2. Is this your version of keeping a promise? I demanded, pinching Liu Qiuan's ear again. He clasped his hands together, his face showing 100% pure submission. Wife, I messed up. I really tried to control myself, but the moment I realized you were standing right next to me, I couldn't help it. Bullshit. Liu Qiuan was a critically acclaimed actor nationwide. Acting like a stranger was a walk in the park for him, unless he simply didn't want to try. Besides, it wasn't like we hadn't shared a stage before. How come he could control himself back then but failed miserably today? A man's words are nothing but lies. I glared at him. Liu Qiuan, do I look like a 3-year-old child to you? Easy to fool. Liu Qiuan shook his head frantically, raising his right hand to swear an oath. Wife, I swear I would never fool you. If you don't believe me, I can prove my loyalty right now. Stop trying to smooth things over, I snapped. The internet is blowing up right now. Everyone thinks there's something going on between us. Tell me, how are we fixing this? Liu Qiuan rubbed his hands together, a smirk creeping up his face. Wife, since things have already come to this, why don't we just announce our marriage to the world? I stared at him blankly. I knew it. This was his master plan all along. Liu Qiuan, you really are a scheming wolf. He smiled subtly, pretending to be shy. Thanks for the compliment. That makes you my alpha female, right? I was completely done with this love-brained idiot. What time did he think it was? He still had the nerve to crack jokes. The moment I imagined my clean persona crashing down, a massive wave of panic hit me. I gave him a deadly warning. Without my explicit permission, do not dare to announce anything behind my back. Otherwise, I gritted my teeth. Seeing him nod vigorously and promise again, I finally let out a breath. If Lu Chiyuan were just some low-tier, struggling actor, I wouldn't mind announcing our marriage at all. But he wasn't. He was a massive superstar who had been at the absolute top since the day he debuted. The fan culture these days is toxic. The moment a high-traffic male celebrity announces a relationship, the woman gets absolutely torn to pieces by the internet, especially with someone of Lu Chiyuan's stature. If the internet found out we'd been secretly married for years, my family's reputation would be dragged through the mud. As for me, I didn't have massive ambitions. My only passion was acting. I was currently in the rising phase of my career. Going public with Lu Chiyuan right now would be career suicide. I wasn't stupid.
I didn't want that nightmare.
But my manager had despised this mindset from the very beginning. If you're so terrified of the backlash, why did you marry him in the first place? Great question. Blame my younger, naive self for being completely superficial and obsessed with a handsome face. Plus, Lu Chiyuan and I were childhood sweethearts, so dating just felt natural. Back then, my career was just starting to take off, while Lu Chiyuan was still a regular civilian. That was how he managed to trick me into signing those marriage papers. The very next year, he was scouted by a talent agent, starred in a drama, and became an overnight sensation. I was so jealous I could taste it. Lu Chiyuan used to hold me close and comfort me, saying, "It doesn't matter, babe. You're the absolute best in my eyes." Honestly, those words made me feel pretty good. But mostly, it fueled my competitive drive. I told him that one day, I would become even more famous than him. And look at me now. It was practically a self-fulfilling prophecy. Chapter 3. The sheer variety of malicious trending topics on the internet really opened my eyes the next morning. Trending topic 1. Shocking, Nepo baby relies on famous parents to grab attention. You didn't even need to guess to know this was about me. My parents were both legendary industry veterans, one a movie king, the other a movie queen. Growing up around them, I naturally fell in love with acting. Now, the haters were using this against me, mocking me for having zero talent and relying entirely on my parents to secure a spot in showbiz. When I first debuted, these rumors deeply upset me. I admitted my parents helped pave the way, but they could only get me through the door. The rest of the journey depended entirely on my own hard work. After years in the industry, I could finally look at these comments without feeling a single thing. Trending topic 2. C-list actress out of her league with superstar movie king.
Wow.
With shade that obvious, you might as well just post my ID number online. Trending topic 3. Movie king's unrequited love for years without results.
Huh.
Now this one was interesting. I scrolled down to the comments, and surprisingly, they were all supporting us. My manager stood beside me and said dryly, "Someone paid a lot of money to manipulate those comments." Unbelievable. No wonder there wasn't a single hate comment. The narrative was completely controlled. I didn't know whether to laugh or cry. My manager hesitated. "Are you really not going to release a statement?" I nodded. "Let it sit. It'll die down in a couple of days. Once the hype fades, nobody will even care." Because the rumor was actually true, it was impossible to issue a denial. I didn't want to get dragged by the fans later for lying. During the next day's shoot, the director brought in a heavyweight guest. It was Yu Xin, an actress who had just won the prestigious Golden Flower Award for Best Actress. When you're hot property, the world treats you differently. The director was kissing her feet, and the other guests were scrambling to flatter her. If I remembered correctly, Yu Xin had once used Lu Chiyuan to spark dating rumors for publicity. Back then, fans were shipping them hard as a match made in heaven. I couldn't help but quietly observe Yu Xin, and soon I noticed something fishy. Why was she constantly trying to bring up Lu Chiyuan during conversations? It was like she was trying to validate those old publicity rumors. During a break, I asked my young assistant, "Did you notice that?" My assistant immediately glanced toward Yu Xin, looking highly alert. "Lan, you finally noticed." Seeing her look like she was ready to go to war for me, I was a bit confused. "Yeah, I mean..." Before I could finish, my assistant cut me off fiercely. "Lan, just say the word, and I will go warn Lu Chiyuan right now." "Wait, Chu, I haven't finished my sentence. Do you actually get what I'm saying?" My assistant's brows were knitted tight with rage. "Of course. You must be absolutely furious right now." "What? Why would I be furious?" I wasn't mad at all. My assistant continued, "It's okay, Lan, I totally get it." "Humph. So, what if she won Best Actress? Everyone in the industry knows that award was bought. She really thinks she's a big deal, trying to lay her hands on our Lu Chiyuan." I cleared my throat awkwardly, trying to steer her back to reality. "Chu, calm down. I'm literally not angry."
What?
"You're not mad. Honestly, not only was I not mad, I was actually kind of thrilled. My assistant looked at me like I had lost my mind. Why? Chapter 4. Looking at my assistant's completely bewildered face, I sighed. Think about it. What's happening right now? The internet is flooded with rumors about me and Lu Chiyun. She stared blankly. So, man, this girl had been with me for so long, yet she still lacked basic media strategy instincts. So, just watch. By tomorrow, the trending topics will shift entirely to the newly crowned Best Actress and Lu Chiyun. Finally, someone was taking the bullet for me. This massive burden was finally off my shoulders. My assistant stood frozen, completely speechless for a good few seconds. But Lan, aren't you worried Yu Xinshin will actually steal Lu Chiyun away from you? In this industry, breakups are everyday news, and divorces are normal. Stealing someone's partner is even more common. I waved my hand, smiling with absolute certainty. Him, knowing Lu Chiyun, he didn't just dislike Yu Xinshin, he absolutely despised her. When Lu Chiyun hated someone, he didn't show it with an angry face. Instead, he maintained an exaggerated, icy distance. In other words, the more overly polite and formal he was with someone, the more he loathed them. Right now, even though he was standing far away from me across the set, I could clearly see him throwing the wet wipe Yu Xinshin had just handed him straight into the trash can. He even looked disgusted as he wiped his hands down with a regular tissue. Yu Xinshin missed this entirely. Right now, she was feeling smug, thinking Lu Chiyun had accepted her gesture. After the wet wipe incident, she moved on to sending him fruit. She didn't want to be too obvious or let her intentions show too much, so she sent her assistant over to hand it to him. Unfortunately for her, she had no idea Lu Chiyun detested eating fruit. His only hobby involving fruit was peeling it for me. My phone buzzed. A WeChat message. Lu Chiyun, have you seen enough? Me. How did you know I was watching? Are you watching me? He sent back a pitiful, pouting emoji. After the lecture my wife gave me last night, how would I dare?
Right.
Someone had spent the entire night sleeping on the couch. Lu Chiyun. I want to peel fruit for my wife. Me. Don't you have some right next to you? Lu Chiyun. Threw it away. Contaminated. I almost snorted out loud. My assistant immediately nudged me. Lan, keep your facial expressions in check. The cameras are watching. Just as I predicted, by the next morning, the trending charts completely shifted to Yu Xinshin and Lu Chiyun. I was humming a song in the morning when I turned around and jumped. Lu Chiyun was standing there with messy hair, looking at me with pure resentment. Wife, you're acting weird. How am I acting weird? Lu Chiyun stepped forward, wrapping his arms tightly around my waist, demanding in a low whisper, "Do you even love me anymore?" What on earth was he talking about? I didn't know whether to laugh or cry. How do I not love you? Lu Chiyun rested his head on my shoulder like a deeply wronged, neglected housewife, murmuring, "Then why are you so incredibly happy when I'm trending with another woman?" How could I not be happy? Someone finally stepped up to take the heat. If someone wants to chase clout that badly, let them have it. Oh, come on, I'm not that happy. Just regular happy. Lu Chiyun stared at me. You really don't love me anymore. We haven't even hit the 7-year itch, and you've already lost feelings for me. Lu Chiyun, speak like a normal human being. My own wife doesn't love me. I can't function normally. I suddenly felt a powerful urge to punch him. Why was I so blind back then? How did I let a pretty face trick me into marrying this hopeless romantic? Chapter 5. The entire crew could tell Lu Chiyun was completely out of it during today's shoot. Even the director approached him cautiously, asking, "Chiyun, are you feeling under the weather?" "It's fine. We can take a day off and resume tomorrow." Lu Chiyun said flatly, "No need. Keep rolling." The director was helpless, staring at the monitors and sighing. You could practically feel the heavy aura of resentment radiating from the movie king right through the screen. Meanwhile, I was slacking off comfortably on the side. Nobody's eyes were on me anyway. Now that Yu Xinshin had joined the cast, my screen time plummeted even further, making me practically an extra. Doing light work while collecting a full paycheck? I was living the dream. My assistant hesitated for a while before whispering, "Lan, are you really not going to comfort Lu? He looks kind of pitiful." Pitiful? I pointed my chin toward the crowd of crew members currently hovering over him, offering him drinks and fans. He's not pitiful at all. Look at how many people are taking care of him. Only after my assistant verified my face to ensure I wasn't being sarcastic did she whisper back, "But none of those people are the one he actually wants attention from." Wow, this girl was dropping hard facts. Sighing, I quickly whipped out my phone and shot him a text. "Stop throwing a tantrum. You can sleep in the bedroom tonight." He replied within 2 seconds, "Copy that, wife." Honestly, I wasn't even mad to begin with. I looked up. Sure enough, the dark clouds over his face had completely vanished, replaced by a bright smile. The entire crew collectively let out a massive sigh of relief. That night, I dragged Lu Chiyuan to watch the newly released episode. I was grinning so wide my face ached, while Lu Chiyuan was furious enough to call the production crew to demand answers. All because the post-production editing team was aggressively forcing a romantic narrative between him and Yu Xinshin. They added a ton of joint screen time and zoomed in on minor details. The live comments were even more unhinged. Oh my god, why is this called a detective show? Just rename it a dating show already. Exactly. I live for Xinshin and Lu. Shout out to the cameraman for making them look like a majestic visual couple. Please get married right now. Lu Chiyuan snatched my phone and locked the screen, fuming. Stop watching. I wasn't done enjoying it. Come on, let me see a bit more. The editing team really was hilarious. I remembered vividly on set that Lu Chiyuan had rejected Yu Xinshin's invitations to team up multiple times. But in the final cut, it looked like they had chosen each other from the very start. If I recalled correctly, Lu Chiyuan was originally walking toward me, but one sharp glare from me sent him running to the guest standing right next to me. Seeing how genuinely angry he was, I decided to play along. You're right to be mad. The production team is shameless. But honestly, with your combined star power, the ratings for this show are going to skyrocket. Lu Chiyuan stared at me. Is that the point right now? Oops. Got sidetracked by business metrics. Alright, we'll stop watching. Don't be mad. I trust you completely, okay? Seeing my playful attitude, Lu Chiyuan suddenly closed the distance, grabbing my wrists. A massive alarm went off in my head. I instantly regretted the promise I had made earlier today. Can we renegotiate the terms? Chapter 6.
Great.
I am never trusting that man again. The next morning, he actually had the audacity to act innocent. He did it completely on purpose. My carefully selected off-the-shoulder dress was now completely unwearable. In the sweltering 90-degree heat, I had to wear a long-sleeved, high-collared shirt. Stepping out of the van, the humidity almost knocked me unconscious. I am going to kill him, I muttered. My assistant asked, Lon, what's wrong? Did you get into a fight with Lu? No way. He looked like he was in an incredible mood this morning. Humph. Of course he was in a great mood. He got exactly what he wanted. He's just I bit my tongue, holding back the explicit words. My assistant looked at me, completely clueless. I touched my collar nervously, adopting a deeply experienced tone to educate her. An unmarried girl like you wouldn't understand. Chew, remember this. All men are. Before I could finish, a sharp, mocking voice sneered from behind us. Marriage? You're talking like you've actually been married before? I turned around. It was Yu Xinshin. I froze for 2 seconds, mentally checking my behavior. Since this woman arrived, I hadn't done a single thing to cross her, right? Our industry tiers were different, and we weren't close, so we barely interacted. But for some reason, her hostility toward me was through the roof. I raised an eyebrow and smiled. Just because I haven't run a marathon doesn't mean I don't know how running works. Yu Xinshin let out a disdainful laugh. Running? You don't even have a boyfriend, yet you're lecturing others? Aren't you afraid of giving terrible advice? I didn't have a boyfriend, true, but I had a husband. My assistant couldn't stand it anymore and stepped forward to argue, but I held her back. Forget it, Chu. We don't argue with barking dogs. Yu Xinshin went berserk, slamming her hand on the table as she stood up. Who are you calling a dog? I smiled warmly at her, keeping my voice low. I call whoever bites me a dog. You don't bite, do you? What are you getting so worked up for? You? Lon, you're supposed to be a public figure. Where are your manners? Yu Xinshin hissed. I glanced at her up and down. Manners? Check your own mirror before you bring up manners with me. I might not be the biggest superstar in showbiz, but I never picked fights, I wasn't intimidated by anyone, and I certainly didn't fear trouble. If Yu Xinshin thought she could use her current fame to treat me like a doormat, she picked the wrong target. Yu Xinshin's rage suddenly morphed into a smug, condescending look. She let out a soft snort. Whatever. With your level, you're not even qualified to compete with me. I stared at her. As I was about to walk out of the dressing room, I stopped dead in my tracks. Is this woman insane? We were clearly targeting entirely different markets in the industry. What was I competing with her for? The entertainment industry is massive. Does she think every single actress is out to get her? What exactly am I competing for? I asked, genuinely curious. Yu Xinshin crossed her arms, tilting her chin up proudly. Lu Chiyuan. What did this have to do with Lu Chiyuan? Wait, did she just imply that I was fighting her over him? Once the realization hit me, her absurd logic almost made me laugh out loud. Did I even need to fight for him? Lu Chiyuan belonged to me by law. Seeing me smiling without saying a word, Yu Xinshin grew even more furious. What are you laughing at? I laugh when things are funny. Chapter 7. Yu Xinshin pointed at her own nose. Do you think I'm funny? I nodded honestly. Extremely funny. Both her words and her entire existence.
Lon.
Who do you think you are? You're just riding the coaxes of your washed-up parents to survive in this industry. At the end of the day, you're still completely inferior to me.
Wow.
I had heard that exact line a million times before. Honestly, I'd heard things way harsher than that. I shrugged, looking completely unbothered. Say whatever you want. But sis, let me give you a piece of advice. Don't make arrogant claims over things that don't belong to you. When reality hits, it's going to hurt bad. Yu Xinshin looked like she was about to explode, her face turning pale with rage.
Fine.
Fine, Lon. Let's wait and see.
Perfect.
The moment we stepped out of the dressing room, my assistant was practically spitting blood from anger. Lon, should we leak some of her dirt? We have plenty of verified dirt on her. I shook my head. For someone who had just won Best Actress, regular gossip leaks wouldn't do much damage. However, actresses who were this arrogant and lacked professional integrity were common in this industry, and their downfalls usually happened at lightning speed. We don't need to lift a finger. She'll dig her own grave. My assistant looked skeptical. Really? Absolutely. Sure enough, by the next day, press releases claims that Yu Xinshin outshone me visually were flooded everywhere. And it wasn't just me. Every single female guest on the show got dragged by her media team. If that wasn't enough, Yu Xinshin paid a massive amount of money to internet bots to push rumors about her and Lu Qiyuan. Clueless fans online took the bait, flooding her comments section with praise about how perfect they looked together. Yu Xinshin must have let the internet praise get straight to her head because she actually tried to use her star power to pressure the director into cutting other guests' screen time. This completely enraged another female artist on the show. Shen Jiadong was a professional singer, and she and I hit it off instantly from day one. She was straightforward, authentic, and hated fake people just like I did. This was her very first reality show appearance, and getting sabotoged by Yu Xinshin made her furious. She immediately posted a brutal update on her social media page. Not even relevant, yet so obsessed with chasing clout. It was a direct, glaring shot at Yu Xinshin. Yu Xinshin openly favored high-tier artists on set while treating everyone else like garbage. And now, her obsession with leeching off Lu Qiyuan's fame was getting ridiculous. The moment Shen Jiadong posted that, anyone with a brain knew exactly who she was talking about. But Yu Xinshin's toxic fanbase managed to twist the narrative, throwing dirt on me instead, claiming Shen Jiadong and I were just fake, toxic friends. I had never been so speechless in my entire life. Shen Jiadong immediately tagged me in a follow-up post to clear the air. We're perfectly fine. I commented right below. Dinner tonight, Jiadong. That move directly slapped Yu Xinshin's fanbase right in the face. But her fans were exactly like her, thick-skinned and shameless. During an off-camera break, Yu Xinshin tracked me down again, acting triumphant. Don't think posting a couple of updates makes you special. It's been a week, and Lu Qiyuan hasn't even looked at you once.
You left a hair face.
Yu Xinshin, let's keep it real. I posted my updates out in the open, but what about those hate threads targeting me online? Do you dare swear on your career that you didn't pay for them? That single sentence completely shut her up. Seeing her stumble, I smiled. You can't force chemistry, sis. Chapter 8. The only reason Lu Qiyuan wasn't looking at me directly on set was because he was currently obeying my strict commands. What did she know? From what I observed, she had tried to initiate conversations with him multiple times, and he barely acknowledged her existence. Look at her trying to act all-powerful. If you're so confident, rely on your own talent. Stop leeching off other people's fame, I added. Yu Xinshin's face turned bright red with rage, and she slammed the door as she stormed out. When it came to the game segment of the show, Yu Xinshin deliberately chose me as her opponent. Fine by me. Who was scared of whom? This reality show didn't have a rigid script, and I had zero intention of going easy on her. When the director asked her to choose a male partner, Yu Xinshin confidently selected Lu Qiyuan. Lu Qiyuan spoke into his mic cleanly. Sorry, I already have someone in mind. The moment the words left his mouth, he walked straight over and stood firmly right behind me. Seeing this, Yu Xinshin's face turned completely green. I tilted my chin toward her, mouthing the words silently with a smirk. Take the loss gracefully. Yu Xinshin glared at me with absolute hatred, but she was forced to choose another male guest who had been trying to get her attention. During the costume change break, I whispered to Lu Qiyuan, "Good job." Lu Qiyuan's lips curled up with pure joy. Of course. Look whose husband I am. I stared at him. Lu Qiyuan leaned in closer. Wife, why don't we just go pub? Before the word public could fully leave his mouth, I smacked him hard on the head. Don't even think about it. At least, not right now. Lu Qiyuan looked at me pitifully. Why?
Why?
Because this woman had completely lit a fire under my competitive spirit. We're going to crush them. Understand? Lu Qiyuan nodded like an obedient puppy. I checked the surroundings to make sure no one was looking, stood up on my tiptoes, and planted a quick kiss right on his cheek. Your reward. Lu Qiyuan closed his eyes halfway, looking completely ecstatic. This round of the game tested teamwork, physical strength, and speed. For a simple 400-meter sprint, I was brimming with confidence. I used to win gold medals every single year at my school's track and field events. Yushin, on the other hand, was a different story. Rumor had it she used body doubles for almost everything in her dramas. She was constantly terrified of scratching her face or looking unglamorous while running. On movie sets, crew members secretly called her the cardboard beauty, meaning she could only look good standing completely still. Unsurprisingly, by the time I finished my lap, Yushin had barely covered a third of the distance. I slammed the baton into Liu Qiyuan's hand. He caught it flawlessly and took off down the track like a missile. As he tore past Yushin, things went sideways. Yushin's body suddenly wobbled, and she intentionally tilted directly toward Liu Qiyuan. But my man's velocity was too high. Not only did she fail to touch him, but his slipstream actually sent her crashing face first onto the track. By the time the crew reacted, Liu Qiyuan had already crossed the finish line and struck the victory gong. Meanwhile, Yushin was still face down on the ground, her shoulders shaking violently. The director panicked. "Get the medical team." Staff members rushed over, lifting her up and carrying her inside. Yushin's manager marched straight up to Liu Qiyuan, furious. "Our Shin fell right next to you. Are you telling me you didn't see her?" Liu Qiyuan knit his brows, his voice perfectly serious. "I didn't. That was the absolute truth." He was moving too fast, and Yushin's attempt at a delicate, graceful fall was executed too slowly. By the time she hit the dirt, Liu Qiyuan was already a blur in the distance. I wasn't just defending my husband. The high-speed cameras caught the entire thing. Faced with undeniable video evidence, her manager was left speechless. After stuttering for a while, she finally snapped. "Even if you didn't see her, you shouldn't just leave a co-worker stranded." Chapter 9. Liu Qiyuan cast a cold glance toward Yushin, who was currently weeping loudly. "She's perfectly alive. Listen to that crying voice. It's incredibly loud and powerful." Several crew members in the background instantly snorted, trying to stifle their laughter. Yushin froze. The director went silent. Yushin quickly shifted to soft, delicate sobbing, looking down at the tiny scratches on her arm, her jaw clenched tight with rage. Her manager lost her temper, shouting blindly, "My point is, you clearly knew she fell, so you should have stopped to help her up. How could you just ignore her?"
Wow.
I could hear it loud and clear. This was pure, unadulterated moral manipulation. Liu Qiyuan remained completely calm. "Oh, sorry. I was running too fast. Didn't hear a thing, didn't see a thing." Yushin's jaw dropped. The manager gasped. Liu Qiyuan suddenly turned his gaze toward me, a handsome smirk playing on his lips. But honestly, even if I did see her, winning the game for my partner mattered a lot more to me. The director took a sharp breath at his bluntness. I almost stood up to applaud right then and there. Yushin realized she was losing face rapidly, so she threw a tantrum, demanding to be taken to the hospital immediately. The director looked at the tiny scratch that was already practically healing, winced, and nodded. When we got back to the hotel that night, Liu Qiyuan ran straight to my room. "Wife, how did I perform today?" "Incredible. Absolutely perfect." Liu Qiyuan hooked his pinky around mine, whining playfully. "So, does that mean I don't have to sleep on the couch tonight?"
Yes.
"But if you ever leave marks that force me to wear a turtleneck in 90-degree weather again, you're dead." Liu Qiyuan nodded frantically, like a chicken pecking at grain.
Deal.
"I promise I won't do it again." "Humph, good." Yushin took a full 3 days off before returning to set. My assistant did some digging and came back to spill the tea. Honestly, her scratches were healed by day 1. She's literally wearing that massive bandage just to get sympathy votes. Also, I heard that when she arrived at the ER, the doctor couldn't even find the wound. She demanded medical-grade bandages, but the hospital flat out refused to give them to her. I laughed so hard my stomach hurt. Then where did that massive wrap come from? My assistant rolled her eyes. She sent her intern to a regular pharmacy down the street to buy them.
Buffed.
I actually had to respect her dedication to drama. She was truly creative, but her strategy worked wonders on her fan base. Within hours, the trending charts were filled with hashtags like "Heartbroken for Shin, Yushin pushes through the pain," and "The ultimate professional best actress." Of course, sane netizens commented, "With a paycheck that high, being professional is literally her job, isn't it?" Yushin's injury stunt brought the final wrap-up episode of the reality show to a massive climax. On the final night during the celebratory banquet, Yushin raised her glass, elegantly moving around the room to toast the director, sponsors, and guests with a sweet, innocent smile. If I didn't know her true colors, I would have believed she was a pure angel. During dinner, she stopped acting aggressive and completely stopped throwing herself at Liu Qiyuan. It felt strange. Based on what I knew about her, she wasn't the type to give up this easily. After the banquet ended, Liu Qiyuan and I returned to the hotel a few minutes apart to avoid suspicion. Just as we finished showering and were about to curl up under the blankets to watch a movie, A heavy knocking echoed from the front door. Lu Chiyun asked impatiently, "Who is it?" There was no answer from outside, but the knocking continued. To keep our secret safe, I hid inside the bedroom while Lu Chiyun went to open the main door. A few seconds later, I heard a dramatic gasp, followed by the heavy sound of a body hitting the floor. "You Xin cut the crap." It was the coldest, most menacing tone I had ever heard from Lu Chiyun. My heart skipped a beat, and I immediately opened the bedroom door and walked out. Chapter 10. The sight that greeted me was Yu Xin sprawled on the floor, while Lu Chiyun stood over her, his face as dark as a thunderstorm. I blinked. "What's going on here?" Yu Xin snapped her head up. The moment our eyes locked, I saw absolute horror flash across her face. She scrambled up from the floor, screaming, "Lan? Why the hell are you in this room?" Wow, fantastic question. Before I could formulate an answer, a group of people suddenly burst through the open door. Leading the pack was Yu Xin's manager, Sun Dan, holding a digital video camera, shouting dramatically, "What happened? What did you do to her?" Lu Chiyun ignored her completely. He walked straight over to me, wrapping a protective arm around my shoulder. Behind the manager was Yu Xin's assistant. This girl was interesting. The moment she saw me standing next to Lu Chiyun, she instantly lowered her head in pure guilt. Sun Dan grabbed Yu Xin's arm. "Xin, are you okay?" Yu Xin's face was completely bloodless as she shook her head. Only then did Sun Dan finally notice me standing there. Shock flashed through her eyes. "You too." Lu Chiyun let out a cold laugh. "Looks like you guys planned this whole setup." Sun Dan quickly lowered the camera, trying to act tough. "I have no idea what you're talking about." Lu Chiyun's eyes locked onto Yu Xin like ice. "Why don't you explain it to her then?" Even with a face as thick as a brick wall, getting caught red-handed in such a disgusting stunt made it impossible for Yu Xin to maintain her composure. Oh, my head is spinning so fast. I watched her silently. Trying to fake a fainting spell now was a bit too late, wasn't it? Sun Dan immediately caught her, playing along. "Apologies, Xin is completely drunk. She must have knocked on the wrong door. I'll take her back right now." Lu Chiyun's voice was lethal. "You better do exactly that. Otherwise..." Yu Xin's body stiffened, and she buried her face against her manager's shoulder as they fled the hallway in absolute humiliation. Once they were gone, Lu Chiyun's expression softened instantly. "Wife, I patted his shoulder. Sigh, I know." The moment I saw Yu Xin on the floor, I figured out the whole plot. She wanted to use the excuse of being drunk to force herself into Lu Chiyun's arms. Unfortunately for her, Lu Chiyun didn't take the bait. Not only did he throw her straight to the floor, but I witnessed the entire thing. She completely played herself. And her manager was just as toxic, bringing a camera along. What was the goal? To blackmail him into a relationship or flip the narrative online? "Wife, wait for me. I feel contaminated. I need to take another shower." He ran off. True, the moment he opened the door, Yu Xin had tried to launch herself at him. It made sense he felt dirty. The next morning, the two of us were blasted awake by my manager's phone calls. "How can you still sleep? Hell broke loose," she screamed. I was exhausted, blinking sleep out of my eyes. What could possibly be that bad? My manager's voice was frantic. "Lu Chiyun is trending at #1. "Oh, come on, he trends every other week. Besides, are you his manager or mine?" My manager choked on her words, freezing for a second before yelling, "He's trending with Yu Xin."
Oh.
Then Yu Xin definitely bought those bot accounts. It's fine. Lan, you are hands down the most oblivious person I have ever met. Your husband is getting absolutely dragged by the entire internet right now.
What?
I snapped awake, immediately opening my social media app. The bright red, viral tag next to his name gave me a terrible feeling in my gut. Chapter 11. The top trends were brutal. Lu Chiyun scumbag. Lu Chiyun assaults actress. Lu Chiyun jail time. I quickly scrolled through the threads and instantly understood the situation. Since someone failed her little stunt last night and lost all her dignity, she decided to execute the ultimate toxic strategy. If I can't have him, I'll destroy him. She completely flipped the truth and threw Lu Chiyun under the bus. The camera Sun Dan was holding last night played a massive role. They took the footage, edited it heavily, and made it look like Lu Chiyun was aggressively pursuing Yu Xin, and then violently shoved her to the ground when she rejected him.
Wow.
If there was an award for rewriting reality, this woman would win gold. Right now, the internet was flooded with hate directed at Lu Chiyun. Some unhinged netizens were even tagging the police department, demanding his immediate arrest. I couldn't sit back anymore. This was a flat-out, bold-faced lie, treating us like we had no teeth. In a fit of pure rage, I bypassed my PR team and posted a statement directly tagging Yu Xin. I was literally in the room when it happened. This woman tried to seduce my husband, failed miserably, and is now fabricating lies to destroy him. Right below it, I added, Do you dare release the unedited, full video footage from last night? Do you dare swear on your life that you aren't lying? If you lie, your career is finished. Unfortunately, my 2 posts didn't clear the air. Instead, they drew an absolute army of haters straight to my profile. They started calling me shameless, accusing Lu Chiyuan of hiding his marriage and betraying his fan base.
Wow.
It turned out that nowadays, telling the absolute truth meant absolutely nothing to the internet mob. Both of us were now getting hunted down by angry fans. This is insane, I groaned. How does nobody believe the truth? Lu Chiyuan wrapped his arms around me, pulling me close. It's okay, wife. Seeing him smiling without a care in the world, I was totally speechless. Things are this bad, and you're still smiling? Lu Chiyuan leaned in and planted a massive kiss on my lips. Wife, I'm just so moved. You finally claimed me in public. Bro, is this really the time to celebrate that? I sighed. Stop messing around. What are we doing about you, Xin? Lu Chiyuan pulled up a video file on his phone. They have footage, but so do we. It was a crystal clear recording from inside our hotel room's suite entrance. The video showed the exact moment the door opened, and Xin instantly lunged like a wild animal onto Lu Chiyuan. Not only that, she actually tried to force her lips onto his. Thank God, I wasn't looking at that live last night, or I would have slapped her into next week myself. It turned out my imagination was still too limited compared to the absolute wild reality of this industry. As for why there was a camera inside our hotel room entrance, we installed it to monitor our cat. The poor thing had just undergone a minor surgery, and we wanted a 360-degree view to check on him while we were out working. If it weren't for Xin's stunt, I would have completely forgotten the camera existed. Lu Chiyuan's management team immediately filed an official police report for extortion and defamation, releasing the unedited, full security footage online alongside a formal lawsuit against Xin. The undeniable facts were laid bare for the entire world to see. The mob that had been screaming for justice and defending Xin a second ago instantly went dead silent. Surprisingly, our fan bases didn't abandon us because of the secret marriage. Instead, the consensus was that marriage was an idol's personal freedom, and disclosing it was entirely a personal choice. The entire narrative flipped overnight, with results far better than I had ever anticipated. As for the handful of malicious accounts that kept spamming hate, our legal team sued every single one of them, demanding public apologies. Chapter 12. Xin was completely finished. Deceiving the public, inciting a cyberbullying campaign against us, and maliciously fabricating evidence. Every single charge against her was backed by ironclad proof. Major brands immediately posted official statements online, severing all endorsement contracts with her. The National Broadcasting Association slapped a lifetime ban on her, officially labeling her a toxic artist. Just like that, every single director, producer, and brand abandoned her overnight. Xin completely panicked. She started calling Lu Chiyuan and me frantically, weeping and begging for forgiveness. If you knew this would happen, why did you do it in the first place? The people who deserved an apology weren't just Lu Chiyuan and me. It was her own fans whom she had completely betrayed, and the public whose trust she had weaponized. After dominating the headlines for a few days, the massive storm finally passed. Lu Chiyuan and I no longer had to hide. We could hold hands in public, post couples photos, and even when paparazzi caught us, the headlines simply called us a beautiful, sweet couple. Wait a minute. Something still felt slightly off about this whole thing. Knowing Lu Chiyuan's personality, if he detected even a hint of interest from Xin early on, he would have shut it down instantly. Why was Xin so absolutely convinced she could compete with me? Looking back, Lu Chiyuan had never explicitly, publicly rejected her in front of others. Off camera, he had zero contact with her, which ironically gave her the illusion that she actually had a shot. That was why she grew bolder and bolder. It was only after the track event, when Lu Chiyuan showed complete apathy toward her fall, that she grew desperate. And that desperation drove her to execute that pathetic hotel room trap. Once I pieced it all together, I confronted Lu Chiyuan, asking if my theory was correct. He didn't even try to hide it. He nodded with a massive grin. My mouth twitched. How did I manage to marry such a calculating, strategic mastermind? Lu Chiyuan looked at me with puppy dog eyes. Wife, you're not mad at me, right? How could I be mad? Xin brought this entire disaster upon herself. Besides, she was a toxic presence in the industry anyway. Solving the problem permanently in one move was the best outcome. I gave him a sharp look. Did you intentionally let this play out just so you could force our relationship into the public eye? Lu Chiyuan let out a guilty laugh. Wow, nothing gets past my wife's eyes. Yeah, I wanted to use her to go public. I thought it would make you jealous and force your hand, but you were just so completely calm. I was literally stressing out thinking my plan had hit a wall, and then Xin just delivered herself right to our doorstep. He rubbed his nose, smiling sheepishly. See? Even the universe wanted to give us a push. Right, wife? Whatever. But going through this ordeal made me realize something important. In this massive, hyper-materialistic entertainment industry, winning awards and achieving fame don't mean a thing if you lose your baseline integrity. And most importantly, you should never ignore the person who genuinely loves and protects you. Later, my parents told me that Lu Chiyuan had entered the entertainment industry solely because of me in the first place. Chapter 1. He was terrified I would face injustice or get bullied by powerful people in showbiz. It looked like it was shot in some dim bar. He worked himself to the bone to become a superstar, powerful enough to shield me from the entire world. Thinking about this, I wrapped my arms tightly around his neck, planting several hard kisses on his face. Husband, I want to have a massive wedding. And then, we're going on a long honeymoon. Lu Chiyuan was ecstatic, his eyes shining. Absolutely. When we secretly married years ago, we had only signed the papers and had a quiet dinner with our parents. Wife, I am going to give you the most majestic, romantic, and unforgettable wedding in the world. My eyes felt a little wet, and a deep sense of anticipation bloomed in my chest. Well then, I guess I need to start taking extra care of my skin and fitness because I am going to be the most stunning bride this industry has ever seen.